Okay. Very reminiscent. Zoom up my mic gain to oblivion again. Thanks, Zoom. Yeah, it does that because it needs to it wants to make sure that the other people in your Zoom call can hear you. So he's somehow figures out a way to up your mic gain until it's like satisfied with how loud you are. But in something like this, I don't have to worry about that because I can just in post make my voice louder in the video. And you can always just turn your volume up. You don't have to worry about my volume relative to other people on the call. That said, you can only turn it up so much. But my point is that it's more important that I make sure my voice isn't clipping than it is that it be really loud in the initial file. Okay. Very reminiscent of Danganranpa 2 this is kind of very difficult to explain, but it's actually kind of important as to understanding like how the fans see Danganranpa 2. The first Danganranpa, somehow, I don't know how, but it may have something to do, there's kind of a bunch of like peripheral ideas that none of them quite exactly articulate what I'm trying to articulate. But the first one of those is the antagonist is actually frightening. When Monokuma pops up on the screen, you're, oh no, what now, right? 2, the situation is actually like, has an effect on you like, oh no, all of the most talented high schoolers in the nation are dying. This is terrible. You know what I mean? As they drop off one by one, you're like, oh, they're failing, and they're failing to get out together, and they're failing to get out together, and they're failing to get out together. They keep saying that we were going to get out together, but they've already failed to do that as they've already had some die. And this is more and more so as you go through each chapter of the game, right? It somehow keeps up some sort of some suspense, some sort of dread as to what exactly is going to happen next, and generally has that horror feel to it where you're actually kinda scared. In contrast, and trying to describe how it does that would be very complicated. So I don't want to try to do that right now. It would take a while. And I don't know if I could even do it. Because I don't have expertise or really gifts in that kind of thing. In contrast, the second Danganronpa game feels very casual. Now, there are several reasons why this may be the case. One is, it's somewhat easy to tell right at the beginning that you're in a simulation. And you could try to impose the rule that if you die in the simulation, you die in real life. However, it's very difficult in the context of fiction to actually believe that that will be true at the end, because it's just way too tempting for the authors to renege on that. And that has actually been demonstrated, as whoever wrote the Danganronpa anime, the Danganronpa 3 anime, did bring them all back. So, and the ending, the text of the ending of Danganronpa 2 suggests that they could all come back. It's very difficult to maintain die in a simulation, die in real life. And you know that. So when you realize this is probably all a simulation at the very beginning of Danganronpa 2, because there are very clear and obvious hints right at the start, you start to not care about the deaths as much. But also the whole absurdness of the situation kind of pulls you into that casualness, as well as the characters themselves seeming to not care as much themselves, as well as the characters also seeming they're just less serious about their situation in their own dialogue. And the whole thing just seems way foggier and less gritty. It's like the best way I could describe it. Now, given, because of the weird and absurdness of it, you're always wondering what this has anything to do with Danganranpa 2, first Danganranpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, and what exactly is going on here, right? So there's still a pretty strong mysteriousness to the plot of Danganronpa 2. Danganronpa V3 just gives everything away at the start, if you're paying remotely any attention, and it's pretty easy to tell exactly what's going on right from the beginning, and there isn't really any mystery left. Now, which is kind of a big complaint of Danganronpa V3. Even though Danganronpa V3 seems to bring some of that horror nature of the game back. Anyway, this is very similarly very casual feeling, and the characters just in general seem very casual about the situation that they are in. And the way that the Mono Crow is presented is similarly how Mono Kuma is presented very casually in Danganronpa 2. And so, yeah, this SDRA2 is to DRA somewhat as to Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair is to Trigger Happy Havoc. Not necessarily a fan of the more casual feeling stuff, but it's kind of a minor thing because the feeling stuff is a minor thing generally, except when it's not. I thought it was a major thing back when I was younger. Whatever. So I said I was gonna put some like long shot crazy prediction here as to who I thought was going to die when. And I'm gonna try. I'm gonna make an attempt. So, there are two characters that have come into focus or have had their character moments, which makes them eligible to die so far in Chapter 1. And those two are... Where is Yuri Kagarin, the super high school level astrologer. I'm just going to call me astrologer for brevity. And Ibiki Otono Koji, the vocalist. We see Hibiki starting to break down, and Yuri starting to go crazy. Except Yuri is implied to already be crazy, but started to demonstrate his craziness. Now, it would be pathetic if both Ibiki and Yuri turned out to be the two characters that died in Chapter 1. However, we don't really have any other good candidates. We do have Yuki, whose death may be analogous to the super high school level imposter's death at the beginning of Danganronpa 2, but Yuki is also sort of like a Nagito-like thing. We don't really know which he is, right? I don't know what Yuki's even doing here. It would seem odd before we actually reveal what he's doing here to kill him in Chapter 1, but the same was the case for the imposter in Danganronpa 2, and it worked out. Also, it's hard to imagine that he would die if there's something funny going on with the hair spikes. Like, I don't know. I'll think about Yuki later. Something's going on with him, though. Here's what my guess was going to be, okay, for Chapter 1. There would be the victim, there would be a little bit of a subversion. So, Kanade was going to basically absorb Hibiki's death flag, is what I'm guessing is going to happen. And Kanade is actually going to get murdered instead of Hibiki. And then Ibiki is going to break down even further going into the trial. That's my wild guess, based off very little information. And Yuri is actually indeed going to be the Blackened. And similar to how the Pervert was the Blackened in Goodbye Despair, which is Danganranpa 2. And just as the athlete was the Blackened at the first two first chapters of Trigger Happy Havoc and DRA. And you might go, how is that a subversion? Well, it may not be. You're just doing what you assume is going to happen. But Yuri claimed that he wanted to be a victim, as opposed to wanting to be a Blackened. And if he was going to be a Blackened, he would kill a man and not a woman. So the crazy thing happens is, he somehow, by some crazy turn of events, actually ends up killing a girl. And that's the subversion. And that's all there is to the subversion. That's just my wild guess. It's probably the case of that being correct are just terrible. Okay. Chapter 2. So, I think of the Chapter 2 victim as kind of like more of a normal person or more of a weaker, smaller sort of character. Short. Maybe not necessarily weak, but they're weak in some way. Like, I don't think of Mahiru as weak, but she was kind of normal. For some reason, I tend to guess that. I go that way when I go for a Chapter 2 victim. So, the character that looks Chapter 2 victimish most to me is Iroha. So I'm going to put her down as a Chapter 2 victim. That she would actually end up the Chapter 2 victim is very unlikely because Lin Nuge has already demonstrated in the DRA that he likes to shuffle things around. So she could easily end up like a Chapter 3 victim or something instead. But that's my best guess. Chapter 2 Blackened. We don't really have any good, Chapter 2 Blackened candidates. Shobai would definitely get, suspected for a Chapter 2. In a Chapter 2 situation. But he's not really my guess for the Chapter 2 Blackened. Hajime, maybe. We also have the journalist, Nikkei. Hajime is the boxer. It's really, really, really hard. I'm just guessing, though. I don't really have very much responsibility to get this right, so no real pressure. So I'm just going to put down Nikkei as the Chapter 2 Blackened. That's just crazy. That's crazy. If it's not going to be Nikkei, it would be Hajime. Okay, so Chapter 3. I have to put down for the Chapter 3 Blackened, the one who's most likely to end up going crazy, which would be either Kokoro or Kuroko, depending on what part of the game spells it right. I'm going to still call her Kuroko. And the Chapter 3 has a tendency to clean out the trash, which would clean out Ibiki, unfortunately. And would also clear out Iroha if she was still alive. Or potentially clear out Nikkei, Iroha being the painter, Nikkei being the journalist if he's still alive. He's also a good candidate for a Chapter 3 victim, even though I made him a guest for a Chapter 2 Blackened. We also have Setsukiya, the billiard player, just kind of hanging out there. She would be my second choice for the Chapter 3 Blackened. She doesn't really make a good Chapter 3 victim, though. I'll put her down as a Chapter 3 victim, just so we can get her out of the way of Chapter 3. That's rough. I'll put down Hajime. Hajime the boxer is a chapter 3 blackened. Okay. Chapter 4, victim, I'm going to put down, I'm going to put firefighter Shinji. Chapter 4, blackened, Emma? It's the person who is, like, has that, like, the, like, nobleness thing going on. I don't have anybody like that left. Oh my goodness. I do not have a good chapter 4 blackened. Huh. Yeah, that's tough. I'll go to chapter 5 and come back to it. So chapter 5, it's gonna be Yuki kills Mikado Sanoji, the wizard. Okay, so Emma, Yoruko, Setsuka, chapter. There's going to be another 16th character introduced at some point as well. Let's make so it throws a wrench into the works. I'm going to put down Emma as a chapter 4 blackened. That's going to be completely and totally wrong, because it's probably going to be so wrong, which ends up making it so that Yoruko the hostess, Setsuka the billiard player, the protagonist Sora, and Shobai Hashimoto end up surviving. And there's going to be a 5th one because they're going to introduce a new character, which we don't know yet. Okay, so going down this list of characters, you have Yuki Maeda, who I have no idea what the world he's doing here. If this is a simulation, just like Danganranpa 2, which there are evidences it is, due to Mikado's magic, we call him Avocado, then he would probably be some sort of Utsuro trapped in the simulation, and we don't know what's necessarily going on with how we can recreate the personality of Yuki if we trap Utsuro in the simulation. I guess you could delete like all of his memories or something. Delete the memories of his talents yet again. Which would produce a Yuki yet again. Of course, it is something to note that Linju is really messing with you by giving Yuki a protagonist hair spike. We did not even have a protagonist hair spike in DRA because Linju probably didn't know about that trope or didn't realize it at the time. So, he just didn't think of it or something. So, you might go, oh, at some point Sora is going to get killed off, and then we're going to get back to good old Yuki again, somewhere mid-game. And that's certainly possible. It seems, in fact, more likely than Yuki gets killed off, although I did guess that Yuki might end up being pinned as the Blackened in Chapter 5. What that does to him, I don't know. Because I'm not going to necessarily guarantee that getting pinned as the Blackened in Chapter 5 would lead to your death. Yuki and his heavenly fortune might be able to survive an execution in the same way that Mokoto could, except even better. Or even more likely. Yeah, I'm curious, very curious to see what they're going to do with Yuki here. I'm going to do his free time events next. Okay, Yoruko, who is the hostess, if you forgot, is kind of like, that kind of generic female helper character. Reminiscent of, Akane from DRA. Or, I forgot her name. What's the super high school level dating coach from a Blowback? Similar character Akane, right? That kind of character. The mainline Danganranpa games don't really have a character like that, because the waifu kind of character tends to be way more intense, right? I mean, Kyoko doesn't really fit the bill for something like that. She's way too intense and way too much of a force during the trials than someone like Akane would be. But that's what she seems to be, which means that she would probably survive the game or die really late if she does die. She probably would have a lot of screen time and lines, but doesn't necessarily, and tends to be in the protagonist's inner circle of friends, but doesn't really do a whole lot in the trials. She's basically like the normal person, so to speak. Okay, we have Yuri, the astrologer. And because of his really crazy, eccentric personality, it is very difficult to imagine that he would survive the game. He profiles as someone who gets killed. And probably early. That's why I put it down as a Chapter 1 Black End. I won't discuss him any further. We have Iroha, who seems to get a lot of, somewhat of a normal personality, nothing really eccentric about her. But she does have kind of like that frail, cutesy sort of thing going on, which does profile her as someone who would likely not survive the game, right? She's probably going to die, and die relatively early, although maybe not as early as Yuri. And almost certainly as a victim and not a blind. But they can always surprise me. We have Emma, of course, who reminds me of the princess from Danganranpa 2. However, she seems much more together and less ditzy, and therefore less eccentric. She seems, although her character design is kind of crazy, her personality is just kind of normal, which is someone you profile as a survivor if the personality is kind of normal. But she might die late in the game because you already have a normal in Yoruko, so I put her down as like a Chapter 4 Blackened, maybe. We'll see what happens. Mikado, the wizard. This is a new concept introduced by Lunuj. I don't know what he's going to do with it. I can't imagine this guy surviving the game and acting like the Akane in Chapter 6, like Akane did. I would presume it late in Chapter 5 or Chapter 4 he would actually get killed, despite his magic. But I don't know what exactly, where it's gonna go from there. I don't know. So Nikkei, the journalist, who's kind of like a Taka or like a I don't know, super high school level team manager or something. Someone with this really intense personality that is very very much wrapped around a super high school level talent. Like, he lives and breathes and talks as super high school level talent. But other than that is relatively uninteresting. Could make for a Blackened at some point. However, I'll put it as the Chapter 2 Blackened. I don't know. Doesn't seem like someone who would survive. Seems like somewhat of a character cast filler and a throwaway character. He also would make I put it down as a Chapter 2 Blackened, but he also would make a Chapter 3 victim relatively easily. Okay, Setsuka, who's a billiard player. I remember her personality is kind of casual, but I don't remember very much else about her. She's just kind of casual. And kind of thinks positively. And that's about it. Again, it's kind of, even though she has this less normal than Emma and Yoruko are, she's still relatively normal, which makes her hard to place ever surviving in my guesses. They have Shinji Kasai, the firefighter. Very reminiscent of Kikero Yamaguchi from DRA. Right, he's like the sheepish, shy guy, except even weirder. But big. It has that high and low mode. He comes across as a victim, just like Yamaguchi would. He basically has that Chapter 4 victim profile. We have Ibiki, who's kind of like Batty from Bonnie and Batty from the second case of Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. However, she isn't necessarily super mean. You can tell that she really likes or loves her twin sister Kanade, even though she's a little bit more of the kind of harder to deal with personality, or Kanade's the nicer one. So there's some contrast between the twins, but they didn't make Ibiki like crazy mean, right? She's still kind of normal. She's more neurotic, you could say. Higher trait neuroticism than Kanade. She used to be breaking down pretty hard in Chapter 1. It started to become like a big character focus. However, I doubt that she's going to actually die in Chapter 1 because that would be too obvious. But she might get picked off in Chapter 3 or something later. Kanade, who is the nicer of the two twins, likely to die very early. I guess she would die in Chapter 1 because she would be someone who would be very tragic to see die. Right? Kuroko, or sometimes spelled Kokoro, in various places in the game. The game translators have not decided which is the correct way to spell her name. Is the eccentric loner. She kind of reminds you of Kinji Yuhara from DRA, where he doesn't really seem like a bad person, but he's like, I work alone, right? Kuroko is kind of like that. She's not like a bad person. She's actually very helpful. She isn't necessarily mean. She's just kind of like very antisocial. So she's not crazy, but she's very antisocial. But she's a big candidate to go crazy later, or have a Yuhara moment. That's why I put her right down as a Chapter 3 blackened potential, though potentially. Then we have Hajime, the boxer. His personality is just very normal. Nothing really eccentric going on with him either. I put it down as a potential Chapter 3 victim. But he's just like a normal guy who has kind of a Marius Pujanowski kind of physique. And that's about it. Then we have the protagonist, which is just a basic, not very much going on with her protagonist. Somehow just kind of gets up and does things like normal a day after getting stabbed, which I cannot imagine you really doing, because if you got like a stab wound where it's like inspecific, or just like it could like puncture multiple organs, like you have like a puncture in your in potentially your small bowel, and your skin, and your perineum. No, well, that's the wrong word. Whatever the word for the abdominal wall is. Perineum means taint. Sorry. She gets stabbed in the taint. Like all the way through there, you don't just go walking around the next day like normal. You're going to be you're going to show it. So that's kind of weird. But if this is a simulation, it's not super realistic. I guess you could have fast healing in the simulation. Or she has Curé syndrome or something. She also has potential to get killed off because Yuki's around. And he also has a hair spike. You have a spare hair spike, so she isn't invincible. Like Yuki obviously was. And then we have Shobai, who has this kind of like I forgot the name of the Yakuza. It's one of those Hikos, but it's not Haru Hiko or Oku Hiko. It's some other Hiko. From Danganranpa 2, Goodbye Despair. But Shobai is kind of like that, except worse. It's really hard to imagine him actually becoming an actual Blackened, because he would just be under so much suspicion all the time. It kind of makes him Blackened proof. And it tends to make it so he's almost guaranteed to survive the whole thing. Just like the Yakuza City I did in Danganranpa 2. Okay, let's keep going. That was long. He could become a victim, but it would probably be really hard to get the jump on him. You have that hard to kill situation. Whoops, I hit new game. That's fine. I'll just restart the game. Load game. Okay, we're on file number 9. We're going through these files very rapidly. We only have 30 files, and we already have file number 9 filled. That's not very good. Oh well. So, what was I here? I presume I have to make a choice as to what to do with this free time or something. Oh, shift brings up the handbook. Stats. Okay, I have 3 fatigues left. So I can do 3 more free time events, I guess. I also have this thing that we can do where we do like investigating a place, which can give you some events, give you some points with a character if they happen to be at the place you're investigating, and get more, I guess, skill points you can buy skills with. I think free time events are more important unless there's a post-game mode where I can do them all there. Right, like, the thing is I already have 18 skill points, it appears. I need 2 to buy this one, which I presume I can do right before the trial starts. And then I need 2 for this one, which I have 18, right? And this one automatically applies, you don't need to spend skill points on it. I have 2 for hospitality, which I already have 18, right? So I have plenty of skill points to actually buy the skills I have. So it seems silly to try to go for get more skill points. That's probably not what you want to watch anyway, isn't it? So let's try to talk to Yuki. Do a free time. Okay. So where is the Yukester? I don't know where he tends to be. Well, he's not in here rolling for gifts. I wish this cursor were faster. Oh, actually, I wasn't going to do Yuki. First, I was going to actually go to check and see if, do his free time events. If, Kuroko, or Kokoro, would talk to me now. Several free time events later. Just gonna look for her first, actually. There's the billiard player. Oh, it's an unexpectedly time-consuming part of Danganranpa is finding characters for free time events. Like, you would think this would be... It's like, you don't think of this first when you think of, like, what takes so long in Danganranpa. You think of, like, trials and stuff. No, this takes a while. Okay, nurse's office. Okay, Emma's here. Weight room. Well, he's here, obviously. But, not a particularly interesting character, so I've been trying to talk to him. Okay, let's leave the ship then. Okay, there's Yuki. We can remember he's there. Oh, there's no one here, okay. The journalist. Again, not particularly interesting. Small room a murder could take place in. No one here. Okay. So I see is Iroha. Now this tends to be a place where Kokoro is. She tends to be in U-Mart. And she is. Now I'm going to do system, save. I'm going to save right over number 9, because number 9, we hadn't actually, that was just me stopping recording. I haven't, you know, started a free time event yet on that, so. What is it you hope to achieve by talking to me? Should I spend time talking with Kokoro? Yes. If it's possible, make it quick. I don't want to make meaningless chit-chat. Past time sharing a difficult one-sided conversation with Kokoro. Okay. Yes. So she likes... the mysterious vial, right? Yes. A gift? Have you read my mind? This is something I've really wanted to have. You guessed it, thanks. Kokoro likes it a lot. I should return to my room. No, so she still snubs you. Okay. So, because she's still snubbing me, I guess I won't bother. Well, it seems pretty clear that Kokoro will not die in Chapter 1. Because you need to have an opportunity sometime to do our free time events, don't you? This is post-game only or something. If this even has a post-game, that is. Okay, we need to find Yuki. Which we know where he is, so that's not too hard. See if he'll talk to me. Oh yeah, you want to go to the Mono Cruise? It would be nice if we could all get out of this situation as soon as possible. Spend time with Yuki? Yes. Huh? A quick chat? I don't mind. Should we take a quick break together? Spend time chatting with Yuki. Okay. Wait to give him a gift? Yes. Now I have to guess what Yuki likes. Okay, fine. No, probably not. Okay, you could give this to somebody, technically. Yeah, someone would like that. I don't know if I'd give it away, though. Okay, my guess it would work best on Yuki is the shoes. Oh, what? A gift? Thanks, I'll take it. Well, I'll read this and let's see if I can get a better gift in. Yuki? What is it? Please say something, you're making things awkward. Really? I know I'm the one who invited you to hang out, but this is just unbearable. Well, to be honest, I've almost never been alone with a girl before, so I don't really know where to start. Even for someone so passive and introverted, this is unlike you. The thing is, there's usually a bunch of people with us whenever we are talking. It's kind of weird just to say it up front, but I'm actually pretty shy. Then, how about we ask each other some questions? Like what? Like your hobbies and favorite food and stuff. Those are pretty meaningless topics, but yeah, I think it could help us get closer to each other. When it comes to hobbies, I guess I have to go with video games. I have a play rotation back at home. So, I see a play rotation. My favorite food is ramen, especially cup ramen. It's fast and convenient, you know. Well, we now know what to get this guy. Okay. I see. Do you have any more questions? What is your ideal type? Nothing much. You're so bland that you ruin... Okay, let's do what's your ideal type. What? Wait, sorry, this isn't a date or anything, right? If I really had to choose, I guess it'd be someone who understands me. No, let's stop. That's enough of that. It's too embarrassing to just casually talk about. Yuki seems happy. Okay, so that's the correct choice. I really am just a normal guy. I don't have any special skills, anything that makes me stand out. I got into Hosting Academy as a super high skill level lucky student, but got sucked into this huge dangerous incident. Could you even call that luck? Maybe I used all of it up on getting into this stupid school. Sorry, Sora. I guess this isn't the kind of situation we want to act all pessimistic in. Do me a favor and just forget about it. By the way, are you hungry? Do you want to grab a snack at the mart or something? He seems to feel like he's inferior to his peers. Relationship with Yuki Maeda has raised from 1 to 2. Yuki Maeda's information has been recorded in the eHandbook Plus profile page. Skill obtained. Okay, let's see which one it is. Daily life skill or a trial skill. Let's try a daily life skill. Let's see which one we get. While investigating, the chance of an event increases. No, that's lame. Experience gained from a class trial is increased. Does that increase the money I get? No, that's lame. Okay, they're both lame, but I would pick this one just because, in the end, because that's less of the lame of the two lames. It's just the investigation is not something I would do very often. Eating a boxed lunch, there's a bento, at the convenience store with Yuki, I returned to my room. Okay, now we're going to reload and we're going to do the gift better. So now that we know he likes cup ramen and game systems. Okay. Go to world map. Okay, let's spam through this. Okay. Let's try the Nintendo DS first. Yes. Gift from me. Oh, I really like this. Thank you so much, Sora. Yuki seems pleased. Okay. What's your ideal type? Okay, I'll read his profile later. What's, to put this, more XP give me more money, that's the question. Oh well, I'll grab this one first. Run what ranking up does, okay. Okay, let's find the Yuki again. Yes, we'll do a free time. Spin another fatigue. Okay, I found Emma. Found you. Okay. Shift. I'm actually gonna still save over 9. It's lame, but... Pooey on you, game. Thank you very much. This crow's gonna crash on you. Okay. Great. Oh, but I did register the save file. So... that's good. Okay, same dialogue, yes. Okay. Yes, and he likes cup ramen, right? Cup noodles. Yes. Oh, a gift for me? Oh, I really, really like this. Thank you so much, Sora. Yuki seems pleased. Yuki, do you remember last time when I asked you a few questions about yourself? Well, I'll come up with another one. Oh yeah, sure, what is it? What specifically is your list of gifts you really like? You enrolled in Hope's as a super high school level lucky student, right? When you've obviously got to have some sort of crazy luck. So wouldn't that mean you'd be able to win some real good stuff from the slot machine or roulette in the game room? What? There's no way I could do that. I only earned this title from getting my name picked out of a hat. It was just random luck of the draw. It doesn't really mean anything. You never know until you try, yep. You never know until you try. No, I already have. Ever since that admission letter showed up in my mailbox one day, I've tried to test my luck over and over again, and it seemed that no matter how many times I tried, or what I did, nothing ever came out of it. I'm not any luckier than your average Joe. Yuki seems placid. But, it's okay, Sora, I get that you're trying to make me feel better, but I'm nothing more than your everyday nobody. I've accepted that. Yuki, I think you're underestimating yourself. What has Shinji been trying to tell you since this entire time? He's a firefighter. Has him telling you to be more confident gone over your head? Wait. This would hit differently if Shinji was still alive or if he was dead. This means Shinji survives the whole game, whether or not this the real-time event doesn't really care about that, or Yuki dies before Shinji, or his free time events change before Shinji dies. I don't know. Confident? It's always kind of weird when another character is referenced in a free time event. You're like, huh. Has Shinji told Yuki to be confident yet? Huh. I want to, but I can't. How am I supposed to be confident in myself when I'm nothing but ordinary? You don't like being ordinary? Someone ordinary could never stand out. But who says being ordinary can't be what makes you special? I'm special because I'm ordinary? That's what I think. You don't have to change yourself for anyone. You don't have to compare yourself to the other super high school levels. Sora, but ever since I was a kid, I've always looked up to those who are special. The kind of people who have something unique to them, who can make an impact. Which was why I decided to be someone who was experimented on to make a super high school level everything. We don't know about that yet. Which is exactly why I was so thrilled when I was admitted into Hope Street Academy. Sorry, there's some stuff I'd like to think over by myself. I'm gonna go back to my room. Wait, was that Yuki's lines? Huh? A message? Sora, do you have a minute? I wonder what he wants. Yes, that was fast. Come to the guest house. See you there. Guess need to go to the guest house. Here she is now. I brought Sora. Hey, Sora. Hello. Why are you all gathered here like this? Well, how should I put this? Setsuka is planning on throwing a party tonight. Just like Danganranpa 2! A party? Everyone's a bit on edge after this morning, so she thought hosting a party might help. So to fix the atmosphere, we thought we'd make a surprise party. I know it's kind of last minute, but I realized something today. I've been obsessed with trying to escape, so I forgot something even more important, surviving. You know, forming bonds of friendship. I know that sounds lame. When Mikado said it earlier, it just got me thinking. Okay, Mikado is the wizard. This whole situation is complicated, so I think it's important that we establish some sort of rapport before we do any more investigations. I was a bit skeptical at first, but I think this is for the best. It's not like we're going to make any progress in our current conditions. I see. Improving the mood. With the murder. I'm in. What should I do? Well, we've been like this since like noon. We've pretty much got all the basic stuff done. You can help us with the setup and all that stuff. Sure, tell me what you need me to do. But why isn't everyone else here? If this is a party for everyone, shouldn't we all prepare it together? That's because it's a surprise party. That's why we got a small group together so we can surprise everyone else. I chose people that seemed like they could keep a secret and work hard. Congrats on making the cut. Is that a compliment? That aside, I will be playing the role of the surprise chef. What's he doing here? Believe me, I'm not thrilled about it either. We can't have a party with box lunches. He's the only one who can cook the fancy food, so I swallowed my pride and asked him to help. And Mikado was okay with this, even though he's the mastermind? Well, he was okay, yes, because this is a good opportunity for a murder to take place. You haven't forgotten our out agreement. The T and the R button keys are right next to each other. I sympathize. You haven't forgotten our agreement, right, Setsuka? In exchange for my services, I get to stay at breakfast every morning from now on. We had to bribe him a little. What a pushover. Nothing. Get back to work. Start cooking already. You've been standing there doing nothing. What do you think we're here for? I bet for your patience, I must first gather the key. That's something in Korean that doesn't make sense in English. My masterful dishes are products of my magical powers. I'll prepare them in my room when I am suitably prepared. Wait, in your room? So why the hell did you come here? And didn't you say you were going to seal your magic? Anyways, do you mind carrying the plate, Sora? We gotta hurry since we need to be ready by tonight. After about an hour, we managed to finish the preparations. Phew, I think we finished in time. Great job, everyone. Ignoring Mikado, are we inviting Shiobai or Yuri to the party? I'm unsure. Who knows what those two might do. Well, you should probably at least let Yuri come. He might have sounded like a lunatic, but I don't think he's a bad guy deep down. Oh, we'll find out. His whole messed up logic is all based on the girls not been happy. So maybe he'll change with this party if they're all having fun. Hachime, that's kind of surprising. I didn't think anybody would vouch for him considering how much he hates men. Hey, don't get me wrong, I think he's a freak too. But he's got a pretty solid body despite his looks. You'd have to take really good care of your body to get those kind of looks. Anybody who cares about their health can't be totally messed up. Alright, I'll go talk to him. We've been together these last few days and he hasn't seemed like a bad guy. He's just a bit different. Well then, what's my next task? Oh god, the others might get suspicious if we hang out here for too long. Let's all go our separate ways for now. I'll call everyone together around dinner time, so just wait until then. The preparations for the big party ended without any trouble, and the 5 of us went our separate ways. Nobody drew straws, though. That's interesting. Just hope everyone enjoys the party as much as Setsuka said she wants them to. And no one gets murdered, except they will. I still have some time to spare before the party. What should I do? Load the game is what you should do. I'm gonna go, why are you redoing this? Because I got the multiple choice wrong. That's why I'm redoing this. Right down here, Yuki likes game DS thing and cup noodles. But not sneakers. Well, sneakers are neutral. But what about the lottery? Let's try this one. What about the lottery? I thought about that too, but it's all the same. My luck isn't special in any sense of the word. It's worth a shot. No, I've already tried. Ever since that admission level showed up on my mailbox one day, I've tried to test my luck over and over again. And seen that no matter how many times I tried or what I did, nothing ever came out of it. I'm not any luckier than your average Joe. Oh man, how do I escape this now? Like, there's no way to load, right? So I'm just going to close the game. And reopen the game. That's the quickest way to get back to where I can load again, because I have to go through that whole, like, party dialogue. Vocalist. Okay. So spam forward. That's right, that's too bad. That's too bad. Who knows? You might have been able to live life as a billionaire. That's taking it a bit far. I think it's at least worth a shot. No, I've already tried. Ever since that admission letter showed up. Okay. Same thing. Okay, so that was the correct choice. So, finish out the free time event. Okay. 1 skill point. You know the protagonist inner circle is. Well, we already knew that Yoruko was in it, but I guess we're going to have Hajime in there as well, which is interesting. And Mikado. Okay. Figure out the Hajime judges by appearance. Okay. I have 1 fatigue left that I can use. Okay, my rules. Chance of an event occurring during an investigation. I don't have any events, things I know Yuki likes, so I should try one of those investigations again. And investigate the U-Mart and see if we can get an investigation event with Kokoro or something. That's what I'll do, I guess. I carefully and thoroughly investigated the area. I didn't find any clues to help us escape, but I won't give up. Gain 300 experience. Sora has reached 4. Whatever that means. You gain 2 skill points. I think I found something. 1,000 crow coins, which is 2 gifts. Okay. Well, I don't have an opportunity to use them, though. After I was done investigating, I returned to my room. Oh, so no, nothing happened with a character. Fine. Fine. It's almost time for the party. Satsuka has probably gathered the others by now. I should go ahead into the guest house. I have to go down all the stairs. Time an opportunity to save and load the game and stuff. Didn't see anybody so far along the way. No one here. No one here. Oh, we've got some Minol action going on here. Not exactly like Minol. It's not synced to your clock on your computer. It's just that the time of day in the story is reflected in the sky. When I arrived at the designated time, everyone else was already gathered at the guest house. Like, everybody? Oh, okay. Ah. Is that like a beaver or something on the plate? What? What's this? There's another one over here. Let's see if you can see my cursor. Whatever, I guess. Mysterious blue stuff in bottles. Mysterious red stuff in bottles. Some sort of bun, some sort of salad. Some sort of pizza. Some sort of pie or other round thing. Fruit. Sora's here. Does that mean we're all set? Yeah, and that's great and all, but what a lovely time for my dear friends. The thrill, the camaraderie. Oh, he's here. Please be aware, Shobai, that there will be a strict discipline should you choose to violate the school rules and not participate in this event. Damn, what kind of bullshit is this? Why are Mikado... Well, he was supposed to be here. Shobai and Monocro here. Pardon, were your exact words not that this party was for everyone? That's why I invited Monocro too. I mean, isn't it exciting to party with your teacher? So this is your fault, you bastard. I couldn't care less about any of this. My dear ladies are still unwilling to let me sacrifice myself. There's nothing we can do about Shinobi or Monocro being here. The whole point of this party was to come here and have fun with everyone. Why would we have a party? Wouldn't it be easy to kill someone with all this noise? Enough, Ibiki. You're the person I'm hosting the whole thing for in the first place. The reason I'm hosting the whole thing in the first place. This whole time we've been obsessed with looking for a way off this island and we haven't had any time to breathe and take a break. It's not wonder. We've all reached our limits. We're exhausting ourselves. So let's party. Forget about investigating for now. Tonight, just eat, drink, and be merry. Which does not have a positive connotation, but okay. Do you realize who you're quoting? And that might be the translator, not the actual original Korean text. Yeah. I don't think you're going to be the murderer, Setsuka, not on this first chapter. But you're probably going to regret this. I put my precious pride on the line to ask Mikado to cook all this for us, you know? That's a great idea. I was really hoping that something like this would happen. There won't be any murders if we all become friends. You should have asked me to help. I love planning parties. It's just you seem like the type to spill secrets very easily. Says who? I'm great at keeping secrets. Is that some sort of foreshadowing? I get it. In situations like these, we gotta socialize with one another. Alright. Let's party so hard that we don't ever want to leave this island. That's too far, big bro. You've grown, Setsuka. I can tell that there's no more hesitation in your heart. That's weird. But I, for one, despise loud parties. May I be excused? For some reason, I've made a rule about this. Absolutely not, Kokoro. I am your teacher. I want nothing more than to promote unity amongst each other as students. Participation is mandatory from all students. Your enthusiasm for this event has garnered my support. Shut up, you're not our teacher, damn it. Would it be an issue if at least tried to have fun? It might be safer together rather than apart. There are a few disgruntled faces among us, but it was far too late to cancel the party now, and as such the party began. CG? Yep. Why is Kanade the one screaming at Hibiki? His CG maker got the hairpins mixed up. Okay, so Nikkei still has his pin. What's her face? Hiroha's eating pizza. Kanade's screaming at Ibiki somehow. Anybody's holding a holding something. Kokoro looks very disinterested. Yuki's just in the foreground. Hajime is just really in the foreground. You can just see the top of his head, but he seems to be carrying 2 bottles. Hiru's like, Naruko seems to be the one that's actually carrying the meat in one hand and the very dark colored beer in the other. Okay. Each bite is more delicious than the last. I guess this isn't that different from our normal meals. For some reason, this is so much better. So then Emma says, Kokoro, please just try a bite. Come on. Stop taking pleasure in treating me like a child. Hey, Abiki, why are you always dragging me down for the stupid... Whoa! So yes, Kanade, I guess, got a little tipsy and starts yelling at Abiki. Why do you act like this? Oh my goodness. Excuse me, Kanade, why do you just say that to your older sister, huh? We're born 10 seconds apart, you moron. Kanade's acting really weird. Did she completely lose it? Oh, wait, is that actually alcohol? Who the hell snuck this in? Man, what a scoop. Yeah, exactly. Kanade got drunk and now we know what how she really feels. Debauchery and detention. High school students caught drinking. Oh, it's Nikkei. That's a journalist. Okay. What alcohol? How do they know I loved a good drink? Oh, it's Shinji. Yo, anybody want to knock a few back with me? That might affect the murder. Wait, there wasn't any alcohol when we set this up, plus we're minors, you know. You were out of school for a while, right, Shinji? So you must be of legal drinking age. Whatever. I'm gonna be an adult soon anyways. Cheers. Be my honor. Cheers. You're already drunk? Pathetic. You claim to love alcohol, but you are just weak. Okay, Yuri. Move, I am the only one worthy to drink with Setsuka. Damn, sorry to cut in, but we're out of meat. Yoruko says... Who's Yoruko? Oh, the hostess. Seriously? Okay, hold on, I'll get some more. How are you guys eating so fast? Guys are high schoolers. Hajime, say something to them. Isn't alcohol bad for your health or something? What? I can't believe you guys are drinking. And you didn't invite me. What the hell? Hey, whatever happened to take care of your body? A bit of liquor is actually good for the body, you know? Looking like a bad habit I picked up. Look, it's just a bad habit I picked up when I was with a bad crowd. Hey, I don't know where this alcohol came from, but drinking underage is illegal, got it? Not very convincing coming from someone who faked their age to work at a bar. Oh, was that Yoruko who said that? Monokro, do something. You said you're our teacher, right? You're just gonna let your students get drunk? I don't see the harm in it. This is a school trip after all. Defiance is part of the fun. My apologies. Mikado is the wizard, but my fellow classmates seem to be having a wonderful time. When may I leave my post and go join them? Mikado, 3 fried chickens, 2 pork cutlets, and 2 smoked meats. She's the hostess, right? And grab 2 drinks on your way here. Of course, at your service. Why do some of these people look like they were hired to work part-time at this party? Hey, Cosmo boy, don't put your life on the line when life is this good. I shall live forever as long as I am with my beloved Setsuka. I'm losing my damn hair because of stress. Thanks to you. What's your problem, huh? So flustered. It's gonna get wiped out. Geez, seriously, who brought the alcohol here? I'm not even sure where to begin. I give up. Setsuka, are you sure you'll be okay by yourself? Yeah, you know, there's 6 still left. I'll follow you after round 2 and you're already drunk. Go ahead, I'll make sure them booze hounds get some safety. Get home safely. Don't worry about me, I've dealt with tons of people like this in my line of work. Shobai and Kokoro disappeared halfway through the party, though. Well, they didn't want to be there, especially Kokoro. I accidentally took a sip out of one of their drinks. I honestly have no idea how adults drink. Something so yucky. You look tired. Are you sure you're gonna be okay carrying Kanade? Oh, she got all drunk. I'm fine. I'm just feeling full from eating so much. It's a little frustrating having these big fluffy things press against me, but I'll be okay. Wait, are Kanade's boobs really that big? Hey, Setsuka? Let's see here. Billiard player. Okay, so maybe, Ibiki got a little drunk. I'm feeling much better now, so thank you. Ibiki? You're such a cute little thing. Come here, let me give you a kiss. Guy, you reek of alcohol. Get away from me. It's like Setsuka's the weird uncle. Yoruka, we'll head back to the Mono Cruise first. Yoruko, just a reminder, make sure everyone's back by 10 p.m. The Mono Cruise will be locked after that. Leave it to me, I'll drag them back if I have to. The 6 students who decided to stay and party more. Setsuka, the billiard player. Yoruko. Yeah, she has to be there. Host Hajime, Yuri, Shinji, and Emma all remained behind. Everyone else went back to their rooms. It was a bit of a mess, but I enjoyed it all the same. More than anything, it was nice to see people smiling again. I drank some of the alcohol before I knew what it was. I wonder if that's why I'm tired. You wouldn't know what it was immediately. It has this kind of like tanginess to it. Some say it burns. Ibiki looked a little happier. Yuri looked like he was having a good time, almost as if mourning had never happened. I'm glad things are looking up. Alcohol, huh? Maybe that isn't so bad. Yeah, so it's like Kanade's the one who drinks, and Ibiki does not. Whatever, that's interesting. So, let's look at my stats. I'm out of fatigues, but I'm about to get some because I'm about to sleep. And I can get 2 more gifts at the thing if I want to. Okay. Until now, I always went to bed with a hint of fear, but tonight I was able to sleep peacefully. But suddenly I remembered. Only someone who kills can escape this island. I should have remembered who was partying. Okay. So, Yoruko was there. Hajime was there. Emma was there. Hiru was there. That's 4. Shinji. Were left over at the party. That's all I can remember so far. When everyone else, and the people who left were the twins, Kanade and Ibiki, Sora. Oh, yeah, Setsuko was still there. Nikkei might have been still there. Not sure. So the Ibiki, the twin, the Oto no Koji twins went back. Sora went back. So I remember who went back. And those desperate words from Ibiki this morning. But it's okay, 5 days have gone by, nothing has happened. Even Shinobi and Mikado have been quiet. I pushed all my thoughts away and did my best to quickly fall asleep. Fatigue has been restored by 1. Night Shroud fatigue has been restored by additional 1. Officially 7 a.m. Wake up, everyone. I hope you all have a vigorous and comfortable day. Ow. My head. Why do I have a splitting headache? Oh, so this is what they call a hangover. I better go ask Mikado for breakfast. I also want to make sure everyone who stayed out late last night made it home alright. I should go to the diner. So I presume a murder is about to happen, right? But subversion, it was not at the party that it occurred. As far as we know. Huh? That's... Yuki, it's time for breakfast, so where's he off in such a hurry? Something strange, I should follow him. Okay, so Yuki has not been killed. Yuki? Sorry, what are you doing here? That's my line. You know it's breakfast time, so where are you off to in such a hurry? I don't know if I have time to explain. Yuri just sent me a message on my handbook. That he's in the bell tower and needs someone to save him. What? Save him? What does that mean? I have no idea. That's why I'm in such a rush to find out what's wrong. Got a bad feeling about this. I'm coming with you. Okay, let's go. Yuri has to be saved, but why? Saved from what? Okay, so we presume that Yuri was still alive up until recently. More than anything else, though, I felt a sinister feeling emanating from the bell tower. So is Yuri gonna be dead? Or someone else dead? Yuki, do you see anything? Wait, doesn't it kind of smell weird? That voice, is that Sora? Cringe! Anyway, Sora, baby, the love of my life. Yuri, what happened? Yuri's words were nonchalant, but he was collapsed on the floor bleeding. A giant hook was stuck in his left calf. I said calf, but it should be calf, right? But the M and the F aren't that far, are pretty far apart on the keyboard. And a long rope was connecting it to a large bell above. His other leg was also badly wounded. It was spilling blood all over the floor. I feel truly blessed to be spending my final moments on Earth with someone as amazing as you, Sora. I would have been perfect if it weren't for that male next to you, but I'll take it. Are you okay? What happened? Who did this to you? Hold on, I'll get the hook out of you. No, don't touch it. Someone is finally taking my life. What? I wonder who it is who murdered me. Adorable Ibiki? No, maybe it was the sweet Kanade? Or perhaps it was Yoruko, who said she felt strange. Well, it doesn't matter to me. It's not every day you get killed by a cute classmate. This isn't the time for jokes. Stay still. I am truly content, being born a man and achieving my dream. Forgive me if this causes my inconveniences, my dear Sora. Please take care of yourself. Farewell. Those were the last words that Yuri would ever speak. As soon as he finished, his body was dragged up to the bell tower. His body quickly ascended upwards until we lost sight of him completely, as if someone was pulling him from above. Yuri? So he dies. So I was wrong initially. So Yuri is the Chapter 1 victim and not the Chapter 1 Black Knight. OSD was right that he dies in Chapter 1, but he died as the wrong, different way. Okay. What was that? Did the bell just ring? Yuki, don't just stand there. We have to follow him. Yeah, right. As she just would have gotten the hook out of him. Yuki and I ran towards the hallway that Yuri was dragged through. Just as we were about to go up the staircase where Yuri's body had vanished, it fell. From the sky. A great despair plummeted to the ground. Well, that's a lot more than just the hook. What in the... The eccentric liveliness that usually shone from him had completely faded. A great despair had fallen upon us as the body of Yuri Kagarin, the Super High School level spaceman, was now a lifeless corpse. Ah! Ah! The splattered scarlet liquid, the pungent smell of blood violating the atmosphere. It didn't take long for me to realize that what I was looking at was all too real. So it seems unlikely that Yuki did it, right? Because we know where Yuki was, but it could still be Yuki. You haven't ruled out that it's Yuki yet. Bro, I got, Yuki? I know how you feel, but there's no time for that. Whoever pulled up Yuri must be at the top of the tower. We need to hurry. But the culprit is up there? The stairway is the only way down. The culprit's got nowhere to run. We have to go up quickly. Hold on, wait a second. Oh god, I can't even feel my legs. Trying to push the crippling anxiety out of our minds, Yuki and I quickly climbed the stairs. Even though it felt like the tower was taller than it had been before, we reached the top. What we saw there was... no one. Well, for almost certainly it is not Yoruko, right? Right? Yoruko? Yoruko, what are you? Why? My head, what's going on? Yuki and Sora, where'd you guys... What's going on? Why are you here? Yoruko, did you... what are you guys talking about? And why are you so pale? Look at the bottom of the tower, below that railing. What, is there something... what's that? Blood. Yuri, that's Yuri down there. That's... oh my. What's going on?
A body has been discovered. Everyone, please gather at the bell tower.
Body discovery announcement? I'm so confused. What's happening? It's you. Yuruko, you killed him, didn't you? Well, what are you talking about? I don't even know what's going on. Both of you need to calm down. Monocro told us to gather, so we better go. Wait, we saw her when she was drunk. She had both eyes open, didn't she? I just realized that. Anyway, how could you Cow Yuri? What? That's Yuri. He was partying just fine last night. Just don't worry. There's nothing to be afraid of. So Yuri bites the dust, huh? Well, he did ask for it, literally. Someone finally died. I was totally gonna rub it in your face like, see, murders can occur without a motive. But alas, it was thou who had gone. Oh, well. It's like, I was too lazy to write a motive. You piece of. How can you say something like that right now? Oh, man, kid's a bloody rag. Head, body, and all. Even his bones must have been turned to dust. This is too horrible. Who was it? Who did such a thing? We already know who it is. It's either that damn Mikado or it's Shobai. Why am I always the first suspect? Now, is everyone here? Silence, as this is the first murder. There are things that need to be cleared up. First, you're making it sound like there's going to be more. Because there will be more! Right, and murder, do you mean that someone killed Yuri? That can't be. We're the only ones on this island, and that would mean...
That is right. Yuri Kagarin was killed by one of you.
Someone out of the 14 of us had killed Yuri. I had my doubts when Monocro first announced the killing game, but... As Monocro spoke just now, the harsh reality of the killing game was etched into my mind. A murder finally happened.
Seeing how a murder really had occurred, being hopeful about not killing is just ignoring reality. Putting aside the sorrow of losing Yuri, this is where the fun actually starts. You're all gonna be very busy soon.
Busy? What do you mean? It means we need to prepare for the class trial. Ding ding ding! Correct! You're a smart one, Kokoro. The main event of the killing school trip, the class trial. I've been excited for this ever since I started working on this whole thing. Shut up, Mikado, you little...
As Kokoro states, you will have to find the Blacken who killed Yuri through the class trial. The game has already begun. The fight to the death between the Spotless and the Blackened. Will the Blackened escape the island? Will the Spotless expose them? Which shine shall fall? I'll give you plenty of time to investigate. Try to find evidence about the murder so you can expose the Blackened in the trial.
There's no way I can do that. Not a chance. Someone is dead. What are we supposed to... No, sis, we have to. Or would you rather have everyone be executed? What? It's as Kanade says, we have to do this. Setsuka, there is no escaping from this reality. You all know the rules of the class trial, right? If we don't find the killer, everyone will be executed. I had a bad feeling. It's why I threw the party. I wanted you to avoid all this. I'm sorry you ended up like this. It's all my fault. What are you talking about? None of this was your fault, Setsuka. So, everyone dies if we can't find the culprit, huh? How tacky. One of us? So we're all suspects? Suspecting my friends. I only met all of you a few days ago, but y'all feel like such good friends of mine. If it weren't for all this, we would have been amazing classmates, wouldn't we? It's scary, and it's awful, but we have to do this. Yes, to survive. Good. It looks like you are prepared. To begin, I will bestow upon you all the Monocro file. Monocro file? What's that? Although there are a lot of you, you're still high school students in the end. Investigating a murder would be easy for all of you. Won't be easy for all of you, so this file contains a bit of information. Hoping this will somehow aid you, I, as the conductor, bid you farewell for now. I hope you succeed. because it would be very uninteresting if the Blacken gets away with it in the first trial. What a useless time to be thoughtful. No, based on Monocro's description of the file, the information should help us. Can I ask you something? Yes, what is it, Kanade? What measures of securing the crime scene should we take? We're going to need to keep the culprit from being able to steal clues. Securing the crime scene. Kanade's making a good point. On the outside, would the police take control of the crime scene? I see. It would be bad if the culprit could just remove evidence at will. Leave it to me. I've got the strength for it. I'll keep this place guarded. Alright then, we'll leave the crime scene to Hajime while the rest of us investigate. Wait, we need another person too. Why? What are we gonna do if Hajime is the culprit? He'll be able to steal evidence while he guards the crime scene. What, you think I'm the culprit? She has a point. Until the class trial starts, we're all suspects. I see, so we need two people to guard the crime scene, but also watch over each other. Keeping watch, I know this is a dire situation, but it's like we don't trust each other. As a man, I don't want to suspect my friends, but I'll do it. Securing the crime scene. Big bro. They're definitely having free time events with each other. I'm not good with my head, so I won't be much help investigating anyways. Thankfully, I've got some strength like Hajime does. Oh, well, that'll do. I know I can trust Shinji. Wait, one more person. Wait, do we need 3 people securing the crime scene? Hajime and Shinji are close, right? Then we can't ignore the possibility of an accomplice. Kanade, are you suspecting us? Suspecting you? New sprite. Of course I am! You can't trust anyone in a situation like this. Though I hate to admit it, not even Ibiki can be trusted. I guess it can't be helped. I'll secure the crime scene too. Perfect. By the way, Kanade, you're like a completely different person. What happened to you? She got drunk. Nothing happened. I'm just staying strong for sis. On top of that, when did you start calling your sister by her name? Why do I have to listen to this crap for the likes of you? Stop asking questions and start investigating, you little piece of trash. Eek. Kanade, don't be mad. There's blood in a dead body. I'm scared. Help. There's nothing to be worried about, Ibiki. You just follow me and I'll solve everything. Okay, so we know who the culprit is. It's Kanade. Okay, what's up with these two girls? They're really starting to freak me out. I know what's going on. Wait, you're still just standing there. Here, Shobai and Mikado are already investigating. You guys should start soon as well. You don't know how much time we have left. I should remember what killed Skete means, but I don't. Alright, if all that stuff about securing the crime scene is settled, and the rest of us should start investigating. But before that, everyone... And what is it, Kokoro? What do you all think of this murder? What do you mean, a person, one of our classmates, is dead? This is dreadful. We need to investigate thoroughly if we want to solve this thing. Why do you ask that? It doesn't matter. We should start investigating. What's up with her? She just looked at our faces and left. Now, everyone, there's no time to lose. Let's start investigating. Alarmed our confused calming our confused minds, everyone started to move around. Not averting our eyes from the death of Yuri, our friend, we've decided to face forward. Now that a murder has occurred, the gap between life and death is paper thin. Although it's painful and sad, we have to do it. We have got to find the culprit who killed Yuri. Okay, I guess I should start investigating too. I'm not really sure where to start, but I should at least read the Monocro file first. The victim is Yuri Kagrin. The estimated time of death is 7:30 a.m. The body was discovered in the bell tower on the first floor. Okay, so 7:30 a.m. It doesn't really help us. We don't know what time we woke up. His left calf is pierced by a hook, and he has sharp cuts all over his body. He also has a pierced wound on his right calf. Other than that, the bones in his neck, spine, right knee, and left arm are broken. The estimated cause of death is blood loss and trauma from bruises all over his body. Seeing the Monocro file is giving me chills again. Yuri's actually dead for real. Even though he was a bit forward with women, discriminated men or against men, and talked stuff that just confused everyone. Did he really deserve something like this? If only that was Mikado's corpse. Oh, whoa. Man, Heartless. I can't stay like this forever. If we think through the information given in the monochrome file, it says the cause of death was from the trauma of all the bruises on his body. So it must have fallen to his death. Yuri died right in front of Yuki, and I, so it should be safe to assume that. Though I do find it confusing how he got all those cuts over his body. Did the culprit stab him with a knife after hooking him up or something? Well, he got them after he was dragged. I don't know if the culprit had time. Yuri fell back down only seconds after he got pulled up. Or I get that the culprit pulled him up with a rope and a hook. But what's up with the wound on his right thigh? Or right calf, that is? Was that also made by a hook? At the time of death, there's no denying it. Yuki and I were there for it all. I should ask everyone's alibis at that time, too. Guess there wasn't that much info in the file, but it was already helpful. It was definitely helpful. I'll start investigating with this information in mind. Monochrome file number 1. Investigation has begun. During the investigation, you will collect truth bullets. They're needed for the class trial. Truth bullets are clues that will help you solve the case. Investigate the crime scene and any other suspicious places to collect all the truth bullets. You can check how many other truth bullets you need to collect and the info about them in the truth bullet section of the Handbook Plus. The explanation points represent places of interest. That's where you will find truth bullets. So make it easy. Okay. Okay, so the bell. A huge bell hung from the ceiling of the tower. Huh? There's something odd here. What are those? They look like traces of some sort. Looking at it from the bottom, it looks like something was swept through the top of the inside walls of the bell. I wonder what made those traces. I recall that before Yuri fell, the bell rang. Could it be related? I never looked inside the bell before, so it's possible that those traces had already been there. Even though I was unsure, I wrote it down in my notes. Okay, and then we have the pit. This is... Upon inspecting the spiral staircase from here, I realized something odd. Oh. What are these wires? I think there are wires like these on the first floor, too. When I touched them, I could tell that they were one and the same. They're connected to the walls along the spiral staircase. Looking closer, they weren't the only ones from the bottom floor to the top. The wires are hung from the walls with intervals, but they're all already been snapped, so that means the wires from the bottom floor must have hung up here before. This was definitely set up by the culprit, but why would they go out of their way to do this? I guess they were like, what, cut him? I have no idea, but so when he fell, like, he fell through wires and they cut him up or something? I have no idea, but I'll still take note of this. Hung wires. Okay. Got that finished. So there are wires at the bottom, right? So, wire. What is this? Some long threaded-like stuff is scattered all over the floor. Upon touching it, it seems like sharper than normal thread. Are these wires? They're so sharp you could probably cut your fingers just by touching them. Instinctively, I knew that this must have been what caused all the cuts on Yuri's body. If he were cut by these wires, it would explain the state of his body right now. The cause of death was definitely from falling, but this isn't the murder weapon, but it still seems like it's important. I'll add it to my notes. Yeah, he fell through like a bunch of a wire thing. Okay, interesting. I don't know why they would bother, but maybe just in case he didn't fall far enough to die. This is the spiral staircase that leads up to the top of the bell tower. Oh, it's actually circular, but it's a square. I don't know. RPG Maker things. It really does go up high. Doesn't even look like it goes that high outside. Yuki and I took these stairs up to the top floor, but the only thing we found there was Yoruko. I thought for sure the culprit would be there, or maybe Yoruko is the culprit. I can't jump to any conclusions yet. Whatever the culprit did, they definitely pulled up Yuri. So at one point, they definitely went up these stairs. If I consider the height of these stairs, it would probably take 5 minutes to climb them. So when did the culprit actually go up these stairs? Okay, we have the file. Okay. And then the body itself. It's Yuri Kaguri's corpse. How did he, no matter how creepy he was, end up like this? Yuri, I will find the culprit, I promise. I guess I need to inspect the body if I'm going to find the culprit. Yuri's dead body was in a dreadful state. His whole body was dripping in blood, and all of his joints were broken and twisted in obscure directions. I guess it's because he fell from so high up. On his left calf, there's a huge hook stuck in his flesh. It looks so deeply rooted that it won't budge when you touch it. And connected to that huge hook is a rope. So the culprit pulled Yuri with this rope all the way up to the top floor, then dropped him. Even at a glance, this rope seems quite strong and sturdy. It would take a lot of force to cut this rope. I guess that the culprit pulled him up with the hook in the rope, but... Why is there a wound on his right calf? At first glance, it looks like the same hook made this wound. But was there a reason to hook both calves? I didn't find anything else that wasn't in the monochrome file. I figured there might be some sort of big clue hidden on the body, but with the exception of the fact that the rope and the hook were used, there was nothing like that. I guess I need to investigate some more. Wound on right calf. Okay, there's nothing interesting about the end of the rope. Okay. Strange liquid. There's some strange liquid on the ground. What is this, I wonder? I didn't have the guts to taste it, but I just crouched down to smell the liquid. It smelled like some sort of chemical substance. Sir, what are you doing crouched on the ground? There's some sort of liquid here. That's an anesthetic. Anesthetic? This one in particular is quite used in medical surgeries, used for general anesthesia. How do you know all this? Wait, so just like globs of propofol? I've smelled it a lot. Did you spend a lot of time in the hospital or something? Moreover, the fact is that if this is here, the culprit used it, right? But the liquid alone wouldn't be enough to make someone unconscious. Don't worry about that. I already went and confirmed that one of the needle shots is missing from the infirmary. I went to go check as soon as I found out that an anesthetic was involved. The culprit must have used the shots to inject Yuri with the anesthetic. No, they didn't. They injected Yoruko with it. That's pretty impressive, Kanade. Did you also know that the shots can be precisely measured to know just how much you want injected? In other words, even an amateur can control the amount of time the victim will be unconscious, measuring the exact degree. I don't know if the culprit utilized this, but it's definitely an important clue. I see all that to my notes. But I have to say, you've completely changed, Kanade. Your actions and your way of thinking, it's almost as if you're used to this kind of thing. I mean, after seeing Yuri die, I can barely hold myself together. Used to it? Oh no, I just read a lot of mystery novels. But if I panic, poor little Ibiki will only suffer more. Even though Kanade's personality took a creepy 180-degree flip. Her account definitely brings up one step closer to finding the culprit. Anesthetics has been added to the bullet section of your handbook. Kanade's account has been added to the bullet section of your handbook. Okay, let's talk to the people. So first person is this guy. Hey, you there. I'm calling you, yes, you, the white-haired girl. Me, that's strange. You know, people calling me a whore, that never crossed my mind. And white hair, isn't that rude? It kind of makes me feel old. Whatever, I just want to tell you something interesting. You're thinking about the hostess over there is suspicious, right? Huh? Are you talking about Yoruko? Come on, you can't fool me, your face says it all. Well, after that, there's something interesting I want to tell you. I happened to see her walking over to the bell tower just this morning. What? Not only that, she was also holding a rope in her hands. You know, like the one attached to the dead body right now. The culprit did that, but why would Yoruko? Oh well, I don't know anything about that. I'm just testifying what I saw. Yoruko went to the bell tower this morning with a rope in her hands? Probably true. That's like saying Yoruko is the culprit. There's no way I can know for sure until the class trial. I'll take note of what Shiobai said just in case. And now let's talk to the other characters that are not highlighted, just in case doing that finishes the investigation. Probably won't, but... Miss Sora, murder finally happened. You look excited. It's finally time for the main event. The class trial, of course, I'm excited. As a murderer myself, I think I'll write down any tricks that I can think of. That'll help, right? Yeah, you do that. Yuki? Sora, how's the investigation going? I'm trying my best. What about you? I'm doing my best too, but Yuri's lifeless face keeps looking at me. I'm so weak I can't even bring myself to look at him. When everyone's life is at stake, I have to do it. Thank you, Yuki. I'll work hard too. Well, he should be good at this. I mean, he is a protag after all. Should be investigating just as well as you are. Ibiki's gone into shock after seeing the body. I'm not sure if I can help much, but I need to help Ibiki. I'll double check everything. It's in the chair, right? And is it dead? This is what I'm afraid of. I'm scared. Oh, sorry, this is terrible. Yuri is dead. Can't change what already happened. I know, but I just wish this was all a terrible nightmare. Even in this case, I think need to think positively. Yes, positively. Yuri was very dangerous, right? So maybe it isn't so bad. No one deserves anything like this. Yuri wasn't that bad of a person at heart. You're very right. I'm sorry. Even if he was a bit strange, it sucks to see Yuri go like this. No one in the world deserves something like this, except maybe Mikado. I'm just sad I didn't get to know him better.
Boy.
Well, is your investigation going well? I'm doing my best. I might not be actively investigating all this, but I'm outlining the case and it's going to be crazy. Create an article someday. Even after a murder has occurred, you're still thinking about writing articles? It's very fitting of your talent. Yeah, he's kind of a throwaway character so far. Shinji, is everything going alright with the crime scene? Sora, if everything's under control here, hey? Guess with 3 people watching this place, the culprit won't be able to touch anything. By the way, Sora, maybe this is just me, but, about Yoruko. Please stop stuttering and speak normally. It's hard to get anything out of you. About Yoruko, isn't it a bit strange? You're saying she's suspicious? He seems different than before. I've been jogging with Hajime every morning. But today, he was late because of some business. So I was spending time inside the monocruise. And as soon as morning came and the doors unlocked, I saw Yoruko head outside right away. Yoruko went outside as soon as the door opened? Of course, I have no idea where she went, but she was odd, and she looked even more suspicious now. Come to think of it, we found Yoruko at the top of the bell tower. If by chance she's not the culprit, then how did she get up there? I can't be sure if she's the culprit yet, but she's definitely connected to this case. Thanks, Shinji. I think your account will definitely be helpful. Sora, why are you grabbing my hand all of a sudden? Ignoring the stuttering Shinji, I added his account to my notes. Setsuki. Setsuki, is the investigation going smoothly? Sora. Well, about that, I found something strange. Something strange? Come follow me for a second. This is outside the bell tower. We don't usually see this screen. This is the entrance to the bell tower. Do you see that thing in the bushes? That thing? This is a life jacket. Oh, here's the counterweight thing. I'm pretty sure no one used this to take a swim. Don't you think this is something the culprit might have left? It's very close to the crime scene after all. Why would they need to use a life jacket? Look carefully, sorry, there's a hook. There is a hook grappled to the life jacket. Oh, you're right, in this hook. Yep, it's the same one we found in Yuri's calf. I still don't know what exactly it was used for, but it's definitely used in the murder. Yes, there's a counterweight thing. This may be an argument to say that whoever did it must have been heavier than Yuri. Which might narrow this down. So Tsuka, this is definitely crucial evidence. I thought so too, let's keep this in mind. A life jacket that seems to have been used by the culprit, but for what purpose? So they use like a weight belt or something. They use like a dip belt. They added more weight to themselves. But we didn't find that as evidence, so. Let's do handbook. Bullets. Monochrome file, hook attached to right calf, wound attached to the rope. Wound in right calf. Sharp wires, hung wires, spiral staircase, traces on the bell. Nothing. Hook to life jacket. Anesthetic, Kanane's account, Shinji's account, something, Shinobai's account. Okay, so we're missing 2. Ah, Sora, where are you going? I'm going to look elsewhere. I know the murder happened here, but there could be clues in other places, right? Alright, in that case, I suggest you visit the guest house. It's right next to the bell tower, and since we had a party there last night, you might find something. I see, alright, thanks. That makes it easy. Although I went around the wrong way. Well, let's talk to you. Sora, you're here too. Since the guest house is close to the bell tower, I thought I would check it out for clues. Good idea. The guest house does have some clues. I suggest you find them. Well, that's not very helpful. There she is. Glass bottles with some liquid inside of them. They're probably from last night's party. The smell is still there. I don't know how people manage to drink this stuff. One sip and I was already feeling dizzy. I was smelling all the bottles and one of them suddenly caught my attention. Wait, this bottle. The inside of this bottle doesn't smell. Does that mean this isn't alcohol? Instead of having the smell of alcohol, the bottle I picked up smelled like nothing. After some hesitation, I drank it. It really doesn't taste like anything. So it's just water? This is just water. A bottle of water is amongst the bottles of alcohol? Maybe someone just wanted to drink water last night, but I should take note of this just in case. Is that what Ibiki was drinking? Someone was pretending to be drunk and wasn't really? That's interesting. Oh, sir, what brings you here? That's my line. What are you doing here? Nothing much, but you know, the murder happened right after the night of the party, right? So the fear of the party must have something to do with the murder. That's my reason for coming here as well. Hey, Sora, when did you think the culprit decided to kill Yuri? By when, you mean... I mean, there were 6 people who stayed up late drinking yesterday, including me. Actually, there was a period where Yuri was alone. Maybe that's when the culprit took his chance. So Yuri was left alone last night? Yoruko, do you think you could explain in detail what happened last night? Well, after we sent you away, we kept drinking and partying. Of course, I wasn't drinking, but the others were drinking non-stop. They were fully drunk. Except for the one who was drinking water and pretending to be drunk. Eventually, the nighttime came, so we were forced to head back to the Mono Cruise, but Yuri said he needed to go to the bathroom and that we should leave without him. So he got locked out? So you left him alone? What were you thinking? Wait, he wasn't completely alone. We were all there together, but if we hadn't gone back before nighttime, we would all have been locked out. To be honest, things were so out of control with me trying to take care of all the drunk people that I don't remember some of the details. Someone definitely went with him, but I can't quite recall who it was. So you didn't check if he actually returned to the Mono Cruise, right? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't even know if he made it back. I didn't expect that things would go this way at the time. I was being careless. I guess asking the other students if they saw Yuri go into the ship last night might be a good idea. Anyways, Yuri was definitely alive up until we all drank yesterday, so maybe that will help. You're not the culprit, are you? Of course, why would I be the culprit? I see. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about all this at the class trial. Thanks to Yorogo's account, we might be able to know when the killer went with Yuri.
I'm glad everyone is investigating as they should be. Unfortunately, though, the investigation period is officially over because the protagonist has already found enough clues. The class trial will now begin, so everyone should go to the class trial entrance on the first floor of the Mono Cruise.
Seems like investigation time is over. We all did our best, but we can't be sure who the culprit is until we do the class trial. We need to do this. We need to trust everyone's alibis. We need to hope that we can solve all the mysteries of this case in the class trial. Model Crew's first floor. He must be talking about that door. You're all here. You're late, Sora. Last place again. I'm late, sorry about that. We were worried about you. What made you so late? I came as soon as I heard the announcement. Maybe it's because you're the culprit, right? As if! And Vicky, you can't say stuff like that to Sora without any evidence. It's like what Kanade said earlier, either we expose the culprit or we all die. Those are the only two outcomes. If we mess up, we're all dead. What happened to us? Just yesterday we were partying. How did it come to this? We have no time to think about that. If we give up here, we won't be able to survive. Wait, is this the class trial room? It's not at all like how I imagined it to be. No, this is only the entrance to the class trial room. See the elevator? We'll be taking that down to the class trial room. It's a ship, though. Taking us down? Down where? Aren't we on a cruise? Yeah, whatever. Let's get this over with. It's a simulation. It can break rules. We're pretty damn laid back considering all of our lives are in danger. Yeah, second game. Sorry to keep you all waiting. Everyone seems to have gathered, so let us begin. The exciting and the extreme class trial. Everyone come aboard the elevator in front of you and come to the trial grounds. There is no running from the class trial, so take what you've gathered during the investigation and do your best to win. So we're really doing this. I don't want to go down. Are going to be able to find the culprit? It'll be really bad if we can't. Oh, you know what? Bring it on. Bring it one, apparently. It's not like we can escape this anyways. It's like that big bro says. We put our heads together and discuss this. We'll find the culprit. The culprit who killed Yuri. Let's find them, no matter what. It's starting. Once we go down that elevator, there's no going back. No running away or giving up. But I'm not alone. I need to survive through this with everyone. Okay, gotta talk to all the characters first, though. I'm filmed in a trial house before. I've filmed in a trial house before, but participating in one for real? Let's solve this case nicely so it can appear on tomorrow's front page. We'll be okay, Kanade. Can we live through this? Don't worry, Abiki, we'll solve this. All you have to do is relax. Okay, same thing for both of them. Let's go. Ikimashou! We can't run away from the truth. We have to find the killer. Let's discuss if the culprit is based on our investigation. Bring it on! I will overcome this class trial. Meh. Mono Crow is doing all this just because one person is dead. But this isn't the school life I wanted. If we don't win, we die. If we can't avoid it, we will face it head on. I don't want to die. Solve card of the class trial. This is really starting. I have to be careful. Is everyone ready? This is it. Yes. Okay, here we go. Rickety elevator time. After making sure everyone was in the elevator, we pushed on the button and the door shut. We felt the elevator begin to descend. The elevator made a loud noise as it slowly but steadily descended down. Normally everyone would have been talking to each other, but the vibrations of the elevator seemed to make us all mute, alerting us to the class trial to come. The elevator's sound grew louder, almost as if to make fun of us make fun of all of our fear. Thoughts about that we may never see the light of day again all crossed our minds. But we couldn't let that happen. Whoever killed Yuri can't get away with this. As everyone had their own thoughts of what may or may not happen, the elevator came to a screeching stop. What is this place?
Oh, you are finally here. Welcome to the most advanced facility of the Morrow Cruise, the class trial grounds.
Oh, I like what you've done with this place. Very impressive. This feels like an actual court or something.
I assume you are all ready. I also assume you all know there is no running from this. Let us begin. Everyone go to the stands with your names on them. Good. Your faces all tell me you're all serious about this. Now let us begin the first class trial of the Utsuroshima Killing School trip.
Well, I know which seat is Yuri's. It's next to Mikado. The class trial is finally starting and all of our lives are on the line. If we win, we live. If we lose, the Blackened lives. In other words, no matter what happens, someone will face their death here. I can't let those thoughts cross my vision. I need to focus on the class trial right now. No, actually, we see Mikado's portrait. I was wrong. He's actually next to the Otono Koji's. Yuri Kagarin, the Super High School level spaceman, is no longer with us due to his brutal murder. He may have been uncooperative. He might have been a terrible person to men and women alike, but he was still our classmate. It's like Emma said, if this killing game hadn't happened, we would have all been good friends. The culprit, the one who did this terrible thing to Yuri, is among us right now. Okay, it's a lot better done than DRA. Various thoughts intertwine and curtains finally open. A trial of life and death, a lie of... Okay, yeah, I guess this kind of makes... I'll just read it how the translators translate it. A lie of life and death. A betrayal of life and death. A truth of life and death. The excuses of life and death. The trust of life and death. A matter of life and death. The class trial. Yes, the commercial English translation of commercial Danganranpa is iconic. The deadlies. The deadly, a deadly. But anyway. Yes, I'd like to save in File 10. And I will pause my recording, my encoding, and I'll get back to this once I've eaten some fish and perhaps played some bassoon. Now I won't pause the encoding, I'm going to straight up stop the encoding. It's going to be a different part entirely. What am I thinking?